Hi, my name is Dan Warner, and thank you for coming in today to watch a clinical training video that we have put together on how to actually use the CANs clinically to do an assessment. This is a video made in the spirit of the therapy videos that I used to watch in graduate school and that we still watch if you go to a master class in any of the therapy fields. There will be some period where you sit down and really watch someone do clinical work in the direction you're trying to learn about. So what you have here today is me doing really a full assessment. I tried to keep it short. We tried to cut out a little bit. We didn't pick a case that's going to go on very long, but it is about a half-hour long interview that I do with a real child and a real mother of that child, a real brother of that child, and it's fake. So please, none of this is actual information. The names aren't real. But what is real is the process of me doing an assessment with the CANS form. And that's really what this is meant to show off and to give you an opportunity to sit back, relax, and watch. This is a very professional video in the sense of it's really meant for people who work in the field and they want to know, what is it really like to do CANs? What is it really like to do CANs on the data pool app? Okay, that's one piece of things. But also, what is it like just generally to do a clinical engagement using a structured assessment, scoring it, doing it in such a way that's strengths-based and consensus-oriented, and doing it and then reviewing the results for action planning. That's sort of the promise of CANs. This is a video meant to showcase that. Once again, it's 30 minutes long. So this is actually, to be honest, something I think you could play during a clinical supervision with frontline staff who are about to do CANs. It's something you could play in a course, maybe a graduate school course on assessments, because people increasingly are going to enter someplace in their job where CANs is scored. So you should maybe get a chance to see how it gets done. Some things to pay attention to in this training. Once again, you're going to be watching me do an interview of a person and a child, and so that makes this kind of professionally oriented. Please sit back and relax, because if you're watching this video, you've probably had some background in clinical training. It's like you're watching me do cognitive behavioral therapy. It's like you're watching me do a strange form of humanistic therapy you've never heard of before. Everything I'm doing is meant to be clinical. This is not just a conversation. It's not the technology that I'm highlighting. It's the interview. So you need to really categorize and take a sense for how I'm talking, how I'm listening, what I'm picking up, what I'm moving around. To help with that, I've even got little pop-ups throughout the training that are explaining what I'm doing. I didn't put a pop-up for everything, so please, maybe you'll notice things I didn't notice that you would do, so on and so forth. But it wasn't to try to highlight and help a clinician who's watching this interview make sense, especially an early career clinician who's maybe not watched a lot of other people do work. I'm trying to highlight what you should be looking for in my work with my little pop-ups. Please do pay attention to some of the technical things that I do, such as finding a client, filling out the demographics. Towards the end of the assessment, I'll have notes that I use the updates feature for the next time I score the CANs for myself. You might want to take a look at how that gets done, because that's a helpful feature. But once again, the clinical is really what I'm highlighting here today. You're going to see how I ask the same question in multiple ways to really get to the truth of things. I'm always trying to make things concrete. And give a hard example for why we're going to turn out scoring things a certain way. You'll see I also don't talk a lot about scoring. It's not very interesting to the client if I'm scoring a CANs or not. I don't worry about that. And I make the form available to both of us to review while I'm going through it, so they feel comfortable that it's some form I'm filling out. They know that gets done in a healthcare setting. And it's all very transparent. But I'm not obsessing and letting them know about all the details of a CANs form. I'm drawing on all the available resources as best as I can, and I'm following the client's lead as much as possible. So please get a sense for the gestalt of my assessment approach, and then think to yourself, would you do it like this? Would you do it differently? What did you like? What didn't you like? If you're using this video as a part of a training program, I highly encourage after the video to use questions like this with your frontline workers to see how did they get why I asked questions a certain way. Are they against the way I did it or for it? Just helping them develop their own style. Also, another thing that I think is really worth considering is how telehealth was used here to score cans. How telehealth gives us the opportunity to share a screen. And I think it's really interesting because, just a year ago today, no one would have thought, that we could, do so much clinical work online. But the last year has definitely moved behavioral health successfully in many ways, not always, but in many ways, to the telehealth realm, to the digital sphere. And it's neat to reflect on what is and doesn't work in that space. Last, I just want to say, do enjoy the cuteness. They always say in acting you should never perform with pets or children because they steal the stage. Well, totally, I feel that this little actress and her little actor brother steal the stage, and I hope that makes it a little more fun even to watch this, because once again, this is a training video. You're looking for nuance. Sometimes maybe you're going to feel like, oh, is this thing going to ever end? But I assure you, the cuteness never stops the whole way through. So, enjoy the video, and thank you. So enjoy the video. So thank you.
All right,
so
doctor.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming in. She's great. She's great. So let me just make sure, just to get started. Your last name is Martinez, and her name is Rosa, right?
Rosa. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been here before? I don't find you in our system.
No, I've never had an evaluation before.
I see. I've got your number here. What's her birth date?
July 7th, 2013.
Great. Thank you. And female.
Female. Yes.
Okay. And state. What county do you live in?
Potter.
Great. And we're going to be evaluated today. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get started here. Great. We'll do the diagnosis later. This is your first cans in our system. Mrs. Martinez, what brings you in today?
What was I doing today?
What brings you in today? What brings you guys in for evaluation today?
Well, so, Rosa's been having some problems at school. So before the pandemic, I was hearing about her, getting out of her seat and doing things like that. And now I'm starting to see it here at home when she's, taking her classes through video.
Oh, okay. So it's what I just heard you say, she's out of her seat a lot, hard to keep calm and focused. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she moves around a lot. I mean, even the 15-minute class is it's a lot for her to stay in her seat. So
okay.
A lot of this happens.
Okay. Does it ever lead to conflict?
Sometimes she can get upset if you talk to her about it.
Okay.
So, and this was happening with the teacher, back last year when they were in person. So a lot of shutdown behaviors, she'll put her head down, start crying.
You say shutdown behaviors. I guess you've talked to some professionals about this before. It just seems like you know the lingo.
This is how her teacher described it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is your teacher dealing with this kind of stuff online? Is she able to handle it?
Not a whole lot. I mean, it seems like the screen only fits about a third of the class. So I'm not even sure that the teacher's even seeing this anymore, but I am.
Okay. What impact is this having? I heard that I'm hearing some emotionality. How are her grades doing in response? Any concerns there?
Her grades are mostly fine.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to impact her grades. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she able to socialize? How is she connecting with other people right now? Of her age group.
Yeah, so before the pandemic, it seemed like maybe some of this was irritating. She doesn't know sort of when the limit is and, thinks it's funny, so continues to sort of push this which I think is irritating to her peers. But I mean, at this point, the only social interaction she's got is with her brother.
Okay.
And I do see that with him.
Oh, can you tell me more? Can you give me an example?
Sure. They'll start tickling each other, and he'll say, stop, and no, please don't do that anymore. And like she can clearly see that he's becoming upset, but just continues to do it.
Okay.
This is true also about the turns things. Like she needs to be first, she needs to win all the time.
Okay. And so you're saying, does it ever lead to conflict? Is there ever a direct kind of like maybe even hitting or yelling?
No,
Okay.
no kind of.
Okay.
Sometimes crying. They've
Okay.
pushed each other to the point of crying, but
Yeah.
they're pretty good. They don't throw things.
Okay. Does she ever do anything dangerous? Anything you're concerned about that way?
No, not at all.
Okay. So let me see here. So I'm definitely not hearing you say that she's seeing things that aren't there or anything like that. But I'm hearing that she's out of her seat all the time. She's, hey there, I see you. She's spirited. That's good. She seems very socially aware. Her language is clear. It sounds like there's no concerns about communicating. Hi there, Rosa. I'm going to hope to get some from you here in a second too. How are you doing? How are you liking things?
How do you like school?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Enough.
What's your teacher's name?
Miss Mitchell and Miss Roberts.
Oh, you've got two teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you see for the longest?
Miss Roberts.
Oh, okay.
But in the afternoon, it's Miss Mitchell.
Okay. In the afternoon, it's Miss Mitchell. In the morning, it's Miss Roberts. All right. Do you do any activities with them? Like, what kind of stuff do you do with them?
In the afternoon with them, we basically go over stuff, and Miss Roberts does science tricks.
Oh, those are fun. It's almost like watching a movie is what it would sound like.
Yeah.
Okay. What science trick did she do recently?
She made a white plastic glove turkey.
I gotcha.
Yeah. She filled it with glue, water, and some type of detergent for clothes. Like.
Did it make it squishy or something?
Yeah, it got really squishy, and she tied it so that nothing would come out. So.
That's nice.
She colored the fingers.
She colored the fingers so to make it look like a turkey, like rainbowy?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Are you going to make something like that at your house for Thanksgiving?
I don't remember the detergent, so no.
Okay. All right. Very attentive to detail. All right, so let me go through. Then she feels to me very socially aware. That's not a concern. Are there ever times, and let me ask you this too here, Rosa, that you get very nervous about stuff or concerned, Mom? Something you've noticed? Any concern, nervousness, or sadness?
Can you think of any? Yeah. Can you think of any times?
Once, when I was in Miss Roberts' class, I was doing my math the math sheet, we were doing that day, and it got all blurry for one of the questions that was really hard, but then it went back to normal, and I got upset there because I didn't know what the answer was.
Okay.
And it happened a few times.
Okay.
And then, also, sometimes when they're about to start their Zoom meeting, if the teacher's late, even by a few minutes, Rosa starts clicking on the meeting link over and over again. Sometimes she's gotten upset because it hasn't started soon enough. She feels that she's going to be left out of the class.
Can be very just really, really excited for it to happen. Really demanding for that exact time. Yeah, look at the look on your face. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, but no obsessive worrying. That sounds good. Rose, are you the kind of person who says no right away? Are you the person who says no right off the bat?
No.
Does that seem?
Do you want some vegetables? No.
If you describe
No.
what kind of vegetables and how long outside.
Sounds to me like that might not be the biggest problem then. And I'm not hearing that anger is a big concern. Is anger a big concern in your family right now?
No.
Okay.
No, right?
No.
Okay, great. Okay. Then once again, you also said there's not anything particularly risky going on to
No.
any of these fights or anything like that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I can't really fight with anyone because we're all on Zoom, and if one person unmutes,
Okay.
then everybody can hear. So
All right. And how about the relationships in the home? Are people being getting angry with each other in the home, or are you guys talking to each other and working it out?
What do you think? Do we fight at home? Do we get angry at each other? Or do we talk?
sometimes you and Daddy get angry at each other, and sometimes me and Ian get angry at each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you able to work it out, or does it turn into
Yeah.
fights? Yeah. Okay. It doesn't seem that does she have an IEP or anything for learning support?
What's IVP?
No, since it has not affected her grades, there hasn't been that
Okay.
necessity from the school.
Any extenuating physical or medical problems?
What does that mean?
No, not more than the pandemic. I mean, like, extenuating conditions to be stuck at home without any interaction with her classmates.
There's been an impact on your ability to see your friends is what's happened, right?
And we can't visit anybody.
Yeah, we're all stuck. How is sleep? Any is a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep?
No.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night if I have a bad dream, but then I fall right back to sleep.
Okay. Well, there you go. That seems like the right way for the sleep to work. I see that this impulsivity that you've been describing, Ms. Martinez, you're seeing it in the home, and it can be can it be a little much in the home? Is sort of what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not hearing that it's impacted the ability of the family to get along and to work together. I think that seems to be okay. But there is behavior difficulties in the home in regards to constant motion, being out of her seat, and interrupting, needing to win in competitions. And hey, we have someone joining us. Hello there.
Her name is
Mario. His name.
Mario.
His name
is Mario.
Okay. And who's Mario? What is he to you?
My brother.
Oh, he's your brother. Hey, say hi, Mario.
Mm-hmm. Say hi. Say hi. This is the doctor.
Hi.
Enough.
So, sometimes this behavior can, you said, impact her relationship with peers. Right now, it's not a big thing anyway, but you have seen it in the past having an impact on peers. So I'm just gonna.
What are peers?
That's your.
People your own age.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
No.
We're just gonna watch that then as something moving forward in this assessment. Her grades, you think, are doing fine. You don't think they're suffering.
No.
But it is impacting her schooling at some level, so we should probably watch it because you said that it was a problem more when she was going into class, less now. But it's impact. I mean, how do you think her grades are going to be in cyber school with this behavior? Is this going to be a problem?
I don't know. I don't know. But I guess it is something that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
So I am. It's part of why I made the appointment.
But you are attending all your classes there, Rosa? Are you going to everything you need to go to? Okay, good. Glad to hear it.
But some of the classes are like a few years late, a few minutes late.
Okay, I think that could be fine. Let me just ask a few questions that are really related to the family as a unit and to your needs, Ms. Martinez, just to make sure. Are there a lot of stresses that you or your husband are currently under that you need some maybe health intervention, either mental health, maybe physical health? Anything going on for Yins?
So the pandemic has had some financial impacts. It's been difficult to get food.
Okay.
Not to the extent, but we're not starving, but like the stuff that we regularly get, it's become hard to get. So things like that.
Okay. Are you on any government assistance for food, like the card? No. Or none of like that? Okay. Are you interested in learning more about those kinds of resources?
Yeah, I would actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do through our agency to help facilitate that. So we'll just put that down. Now,
that would be helpful.
Is any of this impacting your housing? Is that at risk? Paying your rent, paying your mortgage? Is that a concern we should look for?
No, we've managed to to keep that going, but it's hard to make savings, and it's hard to it feels like putting ourselves at risk every time we go to work. So that's and like there's less work because we have the kids now at home, so there's less childcare.
Okay, but the housing seems pretty stable. You think you can keep managing that?
Yeah, I think we can keep. Yeah, the housing is okay, but it's but yeah, there's stress there.
Okay, it seems also that there could be some help in learning a little bit more about the impulsivity and how to intervene on it. Definitely the behaviors we're seeing here are adding up to an ADHD diagnosis. Is that something? And I think that was the referral that we originally had on the paperwork. So is that what you were thinking? If I say that, does that make sense? Do you have any questions about that?
That's actually one of the things that her teacher had originally suggested.
Okay. All right. Maybe, do you feel you understand that diagnosis, or would some information on that be helpful for you in our...
Some information of that would be really helpful.
All right, yeah, so we can...
what do you do to help? What would the treatment plan...
Yeah, it's actually, there's a lot of very nice, helpful things we can do for spirited children, which is often what we will refer to as ADHD. And... it can all sorts of interventions, including, as you pointed out, sometimes medications, which can really help kids focus. But we'll get to that more in a second. Let's focus more on our plan right now and our assessment. It seems like you, as a family, are pretty tight knit. Does that seem fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
And it seems like Rosa has friends and likes to. Likes to be social and has a ability to make friends. Is that right as well?
She has friends. It seems like she would like more friends, which is sort of the thing that I was noticing last year.
Okay.
But it seems like sort of she gets in the way of making more friends than she would want. Okay.
There could be a deficit, but it certainly seems that she has the skills to be likable and liked, and that you could build off of them.
Absolutely, honey, please stop. Yeah. Please stop.
I guess
just sit quietly.
The issue to me I'm distinguishing with is just between, is her personability, is her likability something you can build the treatment plan off of? And it seems to me that you would. It seems to me that she would want to be social, and she's got...
Yes, I think so.
Okay, cool.
Do you like being social?
No.
No?
Good.
You don't like...
In real life, too. Am I ready?
You don't like making friends?
I do.
Yeah, that's what it means to be social, baby.
Oh, I thought that meant to be in quarantine.
You don't like being in quarantine. Agreed.
And you and your husband, who is her father, have been together since birth. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. The school, how helpful do you think? Do you find the school helpful? Because you've said some things that think there are and some things that makes me think they're not. Are they a resource we should be drawing on in this treatment plan?
You know, I've heard of IEPs, but you know, I thought that they were for, you know, kids that were really struggling.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much her teacher is seeing at this moment because of the whole Zoom situation.
Okay. So the school is there, but we're not sure quite much to draw on them yet. So we'll let's think about that. Let's think about that moving forward. Because definitely the schooling is one of the big problems, is that Zoom interaction. So we'd want to see if we can include them in treatment as much as possible. Rosa, are you a person who sees the positive, or are you a person who's usually looking at the negative?
What? Positive.
So are you the person who's going to see rainbows and see the world is all good, or are you a person who really has a hard time finding things to be good?
In the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay. Is her mood something you think that could be useful in treatment, Mom, or do you think that it's not so central to her?
Yeah, well, so, you know, there's that emotionality that I described earlier. I mean, you know, whenever she's not in that mood, there's a lot of sunshine and rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a strength.
Okay. She can look. Hey, what's one thing? Hey, Rosa, where'd you go? Hey,
Just playing.
what's one thing you're looking forward to for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Eating Daddy's blueberry pie this weekend.
Ooh, eating the pie.
Cool.
Do you like to look forward to things?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Does your family go to church or have any important spiritual or religious traditions, Ms. Martinez?
Yes, we go to church.
All right. Is that something you like to do?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, I mean, it's one of the places where she can barely sit still.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay, but if that's something, that's a resource in your family, let's definitely include that. What do you like to do? Oh, what do you got there?
I don't know. Scribble. This is how many words I can write.
Well, this is actually what.
Yelp for help.
This is what I was about to ask. Is what do you like to do? What do you like to do for fun?
I'm creative though. Look at this thing I made for Mommy.
Oh, yeah, pull it back a little bit. I need to see it a little bit better. Oh, that's a very nice pic. What's that at the bottom? That's
Santa.
Santa the octopus? Is that an octopus Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you like to draw? You're an artist.
Yeah.
What else do you like to do?
She also likes to write stories. This is actually a story that she's written to me. It's a note.
Oh. You write stories.
Yes.
Is it worth sharing?
What?
Do you want to share it?
Read? Yeah.
Okay. Christmas is in a few weeks. Our Christmas tree is up with lights and ornaments. And that's the end of the story.
That's really great. What else? Drawing and writing? Is there any music?
In my school, I think in a few days or weeks, we're gonna be learning how to write in script.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that explains. That's the optimism score. Great. But I'm hearing talents. I'm hearing that there's drawing. I'm hearing there's stories. I'm surprised. I'm thinking, are you a singer? Is there any chance that you like to do music?
Yeah. Sometimes I sing with troll songs and make up my own songs.
Can I hear one of the songs you've made up?
No, I don't remember them.
That's great. That's great. But I'd say talents and interests are definitely a strength. Now, of course, inclusion is hard. There were things you were going to in your community, I'm hearing. But it's rough right now with COVID, so that's down. But she seems to have... now, when she gets upset, when you get upset, Rosa, are there some times that she can talk herself down, or does she always just become really a puppy?
Well, sometimes when I'm about to get upset, I just say the time wrongly, like 2 hours or 3 hours before the right time. That sometimes cheers me up because I'm like, well, it's only 1:30 and I have to be there at 4:15, so she shouldn't let me in yet. So.
Yeah, it's not definitely not all the time, but it seems to happen at I don't know, the most inopportune moments. I mean, maybe that's just the way things go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but there is some use of skills, of coping skills, and so we could probably build off of that. And do you know when to ask your mom for help? Do you ever come to your mom or dad for help, or your teacher for help?
Well, sometimes I need help, but Mommy's usually in her meeting and Daddy was at work before he came home, and now he's at home with us doing work while I'm in my school.
Okay. So it's hard to know, sometimes your parents aren't around to help when you need help, even though you're reaching out for them. Okay, well, just put that there. All right. Well, I think that's all the information we need. I'm going to put in the diagnosis now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, interesting. Okay. Well, so what we're seeing here right off the bat, Mom, is that she's not doing anything risky. So you see how this red ball here is low? It's a star. There's nothing there. And then mental health needs, very low. She's in the third lowest percentile of her needs psychiatrically, as far as symptoms. There's having some functioning influence on her as far as like how she was doing at home. Her behavior was a little problematic in different domains. But the biggest stressor I'm seeing right now on your family is on Yin's in the 65th percentile on you and your husband, and that's because of the financial strains.
Mm-hmm.
And also just the fact that some training and some support in taking care of your daughter's mental health needs would be helpful. So, because that's what I see ultimately, is there's a need to work on her ADD and some behaviors at home, and then to give you guys training on that, and then to get you linked up with a case manager to help you get some help with food. Does that seem accurate?
Yeah, that seems right.
We have a nice report here that we're going to send you that you can take to your doctor, take to your teacher, that sort of summarizes some of the stuff from our report.
Okay.
First, I would, as I said, it points out that the problem presentation's attention deficit impulse, and the functioning problems are where you're living. There's no intensive needs, but we do need to help you there. It's your first evaluation, so there's no improvements yet. Nothing's happened yet.
Right.
But here though is here's what I'd really like to highlight, where we're going to really want to draw on are all the strengths that were identified for Rosa and your family. And there's a lot of them here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we go through them and really identify how we can build them into your plan? We know that we need to give you some education on ADD. We know that we need to do some interventions at home, because that's where a lot of the problems are presenting. But I'm seeing that because you are a strength, you are the resource for your child, the most powerful impacts will come in how you do some of the things that we train you in, just quite honestly. If we can just get you to change one thing in regards to her that matters in regards to attention and impulsivity, it'll just totally trickle down from there. So is that okay if we integrate changes for you in the plan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. we know that we're going to use the fact that she likes people and that she gets along well with people. There can be some breakdown there, so we'll figure out some interventions there. But that's a strength for her, that she can get along well with people. We just got to make it work more without the breakdowns. We'll use the strength of the relationship, her positive attitude, her positive vision of the future. Those are really good. Now, you guys also go to church, and she seems to like those activities. Is that right?
I don't like sitting still in church.
Are you doing Sunday school or religious school?
No, not Sunday or Saturday.
Okay. If so, we could maybe include, the same activities you're doing for better focus at school. We'll do for better focusing at, and actually for better functioning at Sunday school as well. Talents and interests, she loves to do a lot of different things. That's great. So we're going to keep track of that and use those as incentives and also interventions as necessary there. And she's already shown us the ability to demonstrate resiliency and to use some of her skills. So let's build up on that. I think there's a lot of strengths here, and we can probably get a lot of change. Let's get you set up with a once a week outpatient therapy, calling into the home, and we'll get a good plan for you in place. Okay? Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
Great. Well, so Rosa, where are you there?
Here.
Okay.
I just wrote words with just yelp for help.
Oh, let me see that. Your handwriting is excellent. Oh, look at that. Yelp for help? Just yelp for help? Do you need help?
No. It's or he just yelp or help yelp.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just going to put in a little note also for next time, for the next time we do this evaluation, just to make sure that school behavior is, because I could see that was the biggest concern you had about is make sure that her behavior.
And so can we get her teacher involved? Like, will her teacher fill something out for you and sort of let you know what she's noticing? Because I'm not getting a lot of communication in that way, or I don't know.
What I would highly recommend, that's a great question, is that report that I just showed you, is that we're going to give that to your therapist we're assigning you to, and you should send that to the teacher, and then we'll get a meeting with the three of you together to discuss what's going on for you. And I bet whatever you were working on with your therapist, if you get your teacher involved. Do you think that would be sufficient for you to send that to her and set up a meeting, or do you want more help from us?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great. So we'll get you that report, and then let me just get back. Okay, great. So we're just going to send this report to you, and you can send it on to your teacher and set up an appointment with your therapist, and then I think that'll really make a big impact, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks so much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time, and I'll be checking in with you on the other side of these things and making sure things are better, okay? You take care.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.